Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we got some big news to go over. The Houston Astros and Alex Bregman, two-time All-Star, one-time Gold Glove winner, and two-time World Series champion, who also was All-Star MVP a couple years ago and Silver Slugger as well, are re-engaging in contract talks. How about this big shocker? And look, Astros fans, any Astros fans wondering, wait, what's going on here? The Astros signed Christian Walker. We traded for Isaac Paredes and Cam Smith in that huge Kyle Tucker trade. How are the Astros re-engaging in talks with Alex Bregman? Well, you guys can just go ahead and thank Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve is like, I mean, this is the guy that you want leading your franchise. Not only is he such a great dude, not only is he such a great player and such a great hitter, I'm gonna stop on the head. I'm not gonna call him a good defensive player, but he's such a great hitter, such a great guy, and such a great teammate, and cares so much about this city and this team. Hats off to Jose Altuve. What does Jose Altuve do with everything he's done for this team already? He doesn't have to do this, but he wants his team to be better. He wants his buddy Alex Bregman to be on the team. So what does he say? He tells the team, I want Alex back. So how about I stop playing second base? Isak moves to second. I go to left field, and Alex comes back and plays third base. That right there is a Houston Astros lover right there. This guy would do anything for this team to get better. I said it in a video prior. He would cut off his pinky and his thumb if it made this team better. Which I really hope he wouldn't do that, because it maybe make this team better, but it would make him worse. So let's not cut any fingers off. But this is just an example of he would do anything to make this team better. And I'm not. Look, there might be a player that does that on this franchise right now. There might be a player on this roster that does that. But I think Jose Altuve is probably the only guy that would go to any limit possible in order to bring Alex back, or in order to make this team better. And that's what he's trying to do by saying, hey, I'll play left field, and so Alex can come back. Honestly, I don't really want it. I want Alex back. I really want Alex Bregman back. But I do not want poor Jose. I mean, I don't want him in left field. It's that I think is a nightmare. I mean, I've heard about how the Astros. I mean, I wasn't watching Astros baseball back then, but I've heard many times about how poorly it was when the Astros decided to move Craig Biggio in the outfield. And I really don't want that to happen to Jose. I mean, he doesn't have that great of an arm. That's why I said I'm not going to call him good defensively, because he's not really. He used to be a lot better defensively, but over the last couple of years, he's gotten worse defensively. And I think one thing he's actually remained solid defensively has been with, making diving plays. He's still good at that, but with his arm, I think his arm has gotten worse over the last couple of years. And so, sure, I think left field can be easier to play, especially when when you're playing at Minute Maid Park. The Astros left field is shorter, so it's easier throws for Jose Altuve to make, but not a very strong arm in the first place. But look, I think maybe you could explore Jose Altuve playing left field when the Astros are at home, but what do you do when you go on the road and you got these harder left fields where, Altuve has to throw longer? I just don't know. And so I'd love for the Astros to re-sign Bregman, and I think there's a way to make it work, but it's not putting Jose Altuve in left field. What I would love to see right here, this is my idea that I've come up with. The Astros trade Ryan Presley, which clears some money with Ryan Presley's contract going away. Get some prospects for Ryan Presley. Then call up Alex Bregman. Give him the money you offered him the first time. I think Alex, the original money was $175 that the Astros offered him. I think Bregman will take that now, because no one's giving him what he wanted. And I think they're probably offering him what the Astros offered him. He'll take that. Maybe you offer him a little bit more. Maybe you give him 180, 185. bring Bregman back, and here's where it gets tricky. Keep Jose Altuve at second base, and Isaac Paredes stays at third base. Christian Walker's at first base. You're probably wondering, if Walker's at first, Altuve is still at second, Paredes is still at third, where's Bregman? Alex Bregman played shortstop at LSU. Didn't when he was 22 years old and made his debut in July 2016, and then continued his most of the time throughout his career, did not play shortstop. Why? Because the Astros had a stud in Carlos Correa. In 2021, when Carlos Correa left the Astros, there were some rumblings about Bregman potentially moving to shortstop. It never happened. The Astros trusted in Jeremy Pena, and then we saw Jeremy have the season he had in his rookie year, and I don't think anyone was really thinking about Alex moving it short. But now this is the chance for that to happen. Alex moves to short, and you're wondering, wait, where does Jeremy Pena go? I mean, he's a big part of this team. He's great defensively. He's fast and runs the bases excellently. Probably the best base runner on this team. And he offensively he is still a very valuable part of this team, even though he strikes out a lot. That's really the only bad part about Jeremy Pena. He's a superstar if he cuts down his strikeouts. But don't trade him. I'm not saying trade Jeremy, but put him in left field. Having Pena in left field would actually, I think, I'd love for this team to explore that. I really would, because I think he'd actually be successful in left field, and this team is probably way better off having Jeremy in left field than Jose Altuve. Start off with the fact that he has an amazing arm, amazing accurate arm, that has a lot of speed, and I think he can throw the ball really far as well. And he's showed it in the last couple of years of how good of an arm he has. Not only that, he's also shown how good of speed he has. So I think his tracking of the ball would be pretty good with how much speed he has. So that's another thing. And then you don't have to worry about Jose Altuve playing second base. About Jose Altuve playing left field. So what would happen? Bregman would resign. You trade Presley. Jeremy moves to left. Bregman's back at shortstop for the first time since LSU. And the Astros have a really solid team. I mean, you'd have Walker at first. You'd have Altuve at second. Paredes at third. Bregman at short. Pena at left. Obviously, Diaz would be at catcher. Center would be Jake Myers. And then right field would be a mix between Dubon and Chas McCormick. So I think that'd actually be really solid for this Astros team. But let me know your thoughts on Alex Bregman potentially returning to the Astros. I love how willing Jose is for this team, but I'd much rather see Jeremy in left field and Bregman back at shortstop. But who knows if Bregman wants to play shortstop at this point? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on the Astros potentially re-signing Alex Bregman in the comment section, and peace out.